Senator Bill Cowsert chairs the Senate committee investigating Fulton County D.A. Fani Willis's alleged misconduct. The committee announced during Friday's hearing that Willis is scheduled to appear before them on November 13th.
A few moments later.
Now Willis says she has a scheduling conflict unrelated to the Senate committee that Fani is about to stiff. She's going to stiff the Senate committee, y'all. She's going to give them the good old no-show. And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And, of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all, today we're going to be talking about your girl. You know who she is, Fani Willis. You're seeing her there on the screen. Y'all, Fani, she's playing a mean game right now, y'all. A mean game with the Georgia State Senate. If you remember, since last year, y'all, the Georgia State Senate has been subpoenaing Fani Willis to come and testify before them to talk to them about, well, let's say prosecutorial misconduct. As you all already know, Fani Willis put a RICO on Trump, and we're going to be talking about that here briefly as well, what the status of the RICO that she put on Trump and associates. So she put this RICO on Trump. Then she hired 3 prosecutors to prosecute. Problem was she chose one of those 3 to do the chooky with. So these are 3 independent outside prosecutors, and she's paying them out of the county funds. And the one that she's chooky-in, he's actually taking her on trips and giving her gifts, etc. So it looks like she's paying him out of the county funds, and then he's circling that money back around for her benefit. So it looks bad, right? It could be illegal, actually, or it could just look bad. So at any rate, the Georgia State Senate, they want to ask her questions about this, and she had been resisting this subpoena, y'all. She had been resistant. Courts told her you have to go and testify. So she actually appealed this all the way to the Georgia State Supreme Court, and there's a pending case and there's a pending hearing in December next month. But in the meantime, reports came down that she actually agreed she would go testify, right? And that testimony is supposed to happen next week, November 13th. Now, it just came out within the past 24 hours or so that Fani is about to stiff. She's gonna stiff the Senate committee, y'all. She's gonna give them the good old no-show. And she's backing out of the testimony that her lawyers supposedly negotiated with them, y'all. So she's gonna be a no-show. So we're gonna talk about that. But the Senate hearing will go forward next week on the 13th. And guess who they will be talking about? Your other girl. They got two of your girls in their sights, y'all. Stacey Abrams and her now-defunct organization. We're going to talk about that shortly as well. And finally, we'll tell you what's coming next, y'all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, y'all, we are launching our official Patreon. So if you want to be a founding member on our Patreon, we have just 222 slots, y'all. If you want to be a founding member, go down, click the very first link in the description, and you're going to feel good about this, y'all, because believe it or not, we are an actual paralegal school, and we help people get their paralegal certificate and get working in the paralegal field. And all of the proceeds from our Patreon, when you enroll as a founding member, all of that is going to go to scholarships for people who would like to study at our institute, y'all. So click that first link down in the description. Join us as a founding member, y'all. This deal will not come back. Now let's get into the story.
The judge's order follows a surprise announcement from the state capitol today. A state Senate committee that has questioned the actions of Willis in the 2020 election interference case dropped another bombshell.
At the end of a 90-minute public hearing, the committee chairman announced that Willis has apparently given up her legal fight and will testify before the committee next month.
Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is at the state capitol with the details. A lot of new developments tonight, Deidre.
A lot of new developments, that announcement coming during a 90-minute session this morning, that hearing underway at the state capitol. And as it wound to a close, we did learn that attorneys have been negotiating behind the scenes, apparently, with the committee chairman announcing that DA Fani Willis has agreed to appear before the panel and answer their questions next month.
We need her input. We need her to tell us what does she think is appropriate behavior by a prosecutor so that we can build it into the law.
Senator Bill Cowsert chairs the Senate committee investigating Fulton County D.A. Fani Willis's alleged misconduct in connection with the Georgia elections interference case. After months of back and forth and legal challenges, the committee announced during Friday's hearing that Willis is scheduled to appear before them on November 13th. Attorneys are still working out the terms.
She has agreed to testify in front of our committee to honor our subpoena, and she wants to limit the scope of the questions. I'm negotiating that with her attorney now.
Willis came under fire after she was accused by one of the defendants in the elections interference case of having an inappropriate relationship with former special prosecutor Nathan Wade and having financially benefited from that relationship. Both Wade and Willis denied the accusations, but following multiple hearings and appeals, Wade stepped down. In September, the state Supreme Court held up a lower court ruling disqualifying D.A. Willis from the case.
I keep repeating, we're not on some witch hunt against Fani Willis here. You know, that's been left up to the judicial system, and essentially the courts have removed her from prosecution for a variety of reasons.
The Senate committee doesn't have the power to prosecute Willis or remove her from office, but can make recommendations as to whether new laws or ethical guidelines are needed for DAs in Georgia.
I think that's a good thing. She's been the center of attention so much, so it'll be good for her to actually come and give her side, so to speak.
Now, we did reach out to Attorney Willis's attorney for comment this afternoon, and we haven't yet heard back. We're still waiting to hear their response as to this latest news that dropped this morning. Reporting at the state capitol, Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
Deidre, thanks.
So here the center square says Senate committee to discuss new Georgia project. Y'all, if there was ever a not so great title, knowing that Fani Willis is a name that draws headlines, why wouldn't you put something like Fani stiffs, Fani runs away from, Fani cancels her Senate testimony, something like that? I don't know why they didn't put Fani in the title. This story is about Fani. Anyway, here it says the Georgia Senate Special Committee on Investigation will meet on Thursday. This is next Thursday, to discuss the now defunct New Georgia project, but won't hear from Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. Chairman Bill Cowsert, representative from Athens, Georgia, and committee attorney Josh Belinfante said at the committee's October meeting that Willis would appear on November 13th. Quote, her counsel has indicated that she is available on that date and will honor the subpoena subject to certain limitations in the scope of questioning. Quote, that's what Cowsert had previously said. Now Willis says she has a scheduling conflict unrelated to the Senate committee, according to Evan Bergwald, director of the Senate Communications Office. So the committee had subpoenaed Willis to testify, as I told you. They wanted to talk about that chooky. So come on, y'all, get this story straight. On Friday, Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones posted a picture of Willis on a milk carton on his gubernatorial campaign page on social media in response to Willis not appearing. So you can see that here. This charade has gone on long enough. Fani Willis is afraid of transparency, and every delay is just another attempt to hide from the truth. That's on Burt Jones's X. The center square was unsuccessful getting comment prior to publication from Willis's attorney, former Georgia Governor Roy Barnes. So that's Fani, y'all. So Fani literally, she stiffed them, y'all. Fani gave them the stiff one. Oh man, this is gonna be good because she does have this Supreme Court hearing coming up next month. They're gonna tell her to go testify. She's claiming something along the lines of separation of powers and prosecutorial immunity or something like that. So that is going to be interesting. But they are going to still look into your other girl, y'all. We're talking about two of your girls, Stacey Abrams. It says the Senate Special Committee on Investigations expanded its scope during the 2025 session to include the New Georgia project. Former Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams founded it, but she has not been involved in the organization in years. The New Georgia project announced last month that it was dissolving. U.S. Representative Jason Smith, this is on the United States level, he's a representative out of Missouri, who heads the House Ways and Means Committee, said Thursday that the dissolution comes after scrutiny from his committee. Now, this is United States representative, not Georgia representative. Quote, the new Georgia Project's decision to dissolve further confirms the Ways and Means Committee and Georgia State Ethics Commission's findings that the organization broke the law when it failed to disclose more than $7 million. Y'all, this is a Stacey Abrams founded organization that they're saying failed to disclose more than $7 million in illegal contributions and expenditures designed to prop up Abrams' failed 2018 campaign. That's what Smith said. The Georgia State Ethics Commission fined the New Georgia Project and the New Georgia Project Action Fund $300,000 in January. So y'all get that. Your girl, Fani Willis, has said, I'm not going. Apparently, she had previously said she's going. Now she says she's not, according to this report. I didn't want to report on this until I actually saw that milk carton on X, and I was like, well, this must be real. Fani must be giving them the runaround, y'all. Fani's giving them the little tease. She's teasing them. So y'all let me know, what do you think about this? I mean, this is definitely unprofessional. If the way they're reporting it is correct, then it's highly unprofessional. It seems to be highly unusual. And oh man, I kind of can't believe this. Yeah, was there miscommunication? Was something lost in translation? I don't get it. I don't get her saying she'll go and then she doesn't go. I mean, I wouldn't have expected that, frankly. Y'all let me know what you think about this. Do you think that she will win at the Supreme Court next month? Or do you think they're going to tell her, no, girl, you have to testify? Like, come on. Two other courts have already said it. Now we're saying it. Also, don't forget that Trump RICO, I told you I'd give you an update on that. By next Friday, that case is to be transferred out of Fani's office to an independent prosecutors organization in the state of Georgia for them to take a look at it and see if they want to continue with the prosecution or not. That has to be in their hands by next Friday. If it's not, the case will be dismissed. So Fani was supposed to be testifying on Thursday, and then by Friday having this case in the hands of the prosecutors of this independent prosecutors organization. That's probably what she's going to be doing, y'all. That's probably, frankly, if she's doing her job, she probably needs to not go testify because she has something else on her hands, which is trying to get this file together and get it to the people who will decide whether they're going to prosecute Trump, whether they're going to continue with that prosecution. That's the next day after the testimony was going to be. So that's my theory. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, y'all. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button. Y'all help us out tremendously when you share this content. Share it over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Y'all go check out our Patreon. We're starting to grow, y'all. You know, we're getting it off the ground, but we need your help. Check out the Patreon in the first link down below. When you sign up, y'all, it's just $9 a month. Y'all can help us out. Y'all can support the channel with $9 a month, right? And you're not just supporting us. All of the proceeds go to scholarships for people who are looking to get into the paralegal field and work, y'all. All of the proceeds, 100%. So y'all go down, click that link, join up with us, help us make this one of the best Patreons on all of YouTube. Thank y'all for watching, y'all. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.